Okay, today I want to talk about how people in spirit are with us more often than we realize. And I have to preface this by saying I don't do attack reads. I've talked about that in other videos. An attack read is when you are with someone who doesn't know you're a medium, say you're out in public, and you can feel somebody there for them, and you say, hey, I'm a medium, and I can feel, someone in your grandparents' generation on your mom's side of the family, whatever you say. That's an attack read. I don't do that. I strongly recommend against that, but that's not the point of this video. So, this really cool thing has been happening lately, and I really gave a lot away at the end of my last video, so let me just recap that really quickly. I was recently having a meal with a friend. We were talking about a complicated piece of music. I could feel suddenly with us who I thought was her dad, and all of a sudden the subject changes and she starts talking about her dad. And I thought, oh, you don't know why you're doing that. You don't know why you've changed the subject, but I do because I can feel him. It was really cool. And that's been happening. So the first time that happened a few months ago, I was having dinner with a friend. It was a really nice restaurant, and I could feel who I thought was probably her husband. And and all of a sudden, she starts laughing and talking about him, and she's doing this gesture where she says, "Ah, he used to say this, and it was so funny," and he would go on, and she's pointing right where I can feel somebody sitting with us. And I was like, oh, I wish I could say something. Again, I don't do attack reads, but non-mediums experiencing the spirit world without realizing it is really cool. I really like it. It's neat to watch that happen, and so it makes me wonder, how often are they with us? you know, um, I've started to, since I officially said, okay, fine, I'm a medium, I accepted that, I started doing it publicly. I've been very deliberate, or tried to be, because I forget. I've tried to be deliberate about questioning, why am I thinking this? Why am I feeling this? Especially, or trying to notice when my thoughts and feelings are not exactly aligned with what I'm doing. So if I'm at work, I'm in a spreadsheet, I'm thinking about financial stuff and deposits and bank routing numbers, those are normal thoughts. But if I'm doing that and I'm thinking about something that happened with a neighbor when I was 8 years old, like I have to question, why am I thinking that? So the best example actually that I can think of is just before the pandemic. My husband got the flu, he was really sick, and I was carrying broth up to our room, chicken broth. And on the stairs, I caught myself. I suddenly realized that I was thinking about years ago, I had been translating court reporters' notes into English and for the courts. And I was also aware that I was remembering and thinking about that over off on my right-hand side. I know that sounds weird, but that's how I get memories, are usually located somewhere. And right-hand side for me is father's side of the family. And I realized, oh, on his father's side of the family, there's an aunt who was a court reporter and she's passed. And I thought, is that you? Is that you saying hello? And I got chills all down the right-hand side of my arm. I went, wow, that's really cool. And I felt like she was just there checking up because he was so sick. He was really, really sick. He got better. Um, and so I've thought for years that our attention to them gets their attention. So if it's around their birthday and they're not here anymore, or it's around their passing and we're thinking about that, our thinking about them gets their attention. If we're shuffling through a desk and we find a picture, our suddenly thinking and feeling things about them gets their attention. But now I also have to wonder, how often is that working the other way around? How often are we doing a little cleanup or something and you open a drawer and there's a picture of them, because they know that the picture's in there and that's them influencing our actions and our thoughts. It may work equally in both directions. I'm not sure. I just think it's really cool. So I also have to say, I was thinking about it as I outline these videos. I don't write everything down. I just make outlines of points I want to hit. And I believe that if you can, so non-mediums can feel and be influenced by loved ones, and mediums are more aware of it, right? Because that's what we do, is just narrate what we're feeling, and we pay more attention than non-mediums. That's the biggest difference. And so if you can feel that and be influenced that way by a person in spirit, then why not a person in a body? And I've been aware of that too. And this is something that you can sort of exercise and be aware of as a non-medium in the regular world. And that's this. I was, maybe a year ago, I had to travel in LA traffic, Los Angeles traffic, rush hour traffic, for the first time in a long time. And so I made sure to use the restroom. I made sure I had plenty to drink in my car. I had a really good book on tape that I was listening to, so because I knew I'd be stuck and I wanted to be as comfortable as possible. And so, sure enough, at one point I'm sitting in traffic that's not moving, and I was getting more and more anxious and irritated and angry, and I was about to hit the horn, and I thought, wait, whoa, why am I, is this me or is this someone else? And I realized, oh, you doofus, you're sitting around, you're surrounded by thousands of people stuck in this traffic every day. You're aggravated, you're angry, you're impatient. These are not your feelings. These are somebody or more than one somebody physically close to you in that car, whatever. Like you're picking up on other people's influence. And just knowing that made me go, oh, like it was this relief. It was relief. And I was able to focus back on my good ginger ale and the audiobook I was listening to, and it got better. So I think regular everyday people who haven't decided to develop any mediumship skills, because I think it is something anyone can learn, can be influenced by that, and maybe pay a little more attention to that. Pay a little more attention to why you're thinking what you're thinking, or why you're feeling what you're feeling, and question it, and see where that leads. Next week, I want to talk about names in mediumship. People make a big deal. I get names fairly frequently, accurate names, and I don't think it's that big a deal, and a lot of people make a big deal out of that, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. So that's next week. Until then, thank you for tuning in this week. Leave your questions or comments below, and thank you for watching.